Welcome to News with Clay, your go-to source for all the news we care to share. He's sharp, he's witty, and his dentist says he should floss more.
I thought I was doing pretty good, but then he told me Twizzlers don't count. I kind of think that's on him. Our top story tonight, a federal judge ruled that Google will not have to sell off its Chrome internet browser. The ruling said Chrome doesn't create an unfair monopoly, mostly because when the average user opens Chrome, the first thing they do with it is download Firefox. Nobody actually chooses Chrome. It just shows up one day and refuses to leave. It's basically the internet's version of Jehovah's Witnesses. The judge must have thought, well, people Google things all the time, but nobody Chromes anything. Except my cousin who restores old cars. I Googled, should Google have to divest Chrome? And Google answered, ask again later. It's basically a magic 8-ball, except instead of saying Outlook good, it says, here are 400 ads for laser eye surgery. The judge did order Google to share some of its data, which doesn't seem like much of a penalty since Google already shares your data with anyone willing to buy an ad. Moving on. Health Secretary RFK Jr. had his own CDC director fired after just a month on the job, which really shows the level of research he does. We can only hope he's dedicated that kind of deep thinking to his positions on vaccines and his distrust of actual science. And now 9 former CDC directors, 9 doctors, are warning that he's a danger to public health. I can't get 2 doctors to agree on whether it's okay for me to eat egg yolks. So when 9 all agree, I feel like I should probably pay attention. And these aren't 9 hacks this administration dug up because they'll toe the party line. These are real doctors with actual degrees, stethoscopes, and everything. The bottom line is RFK Jr. is a danger to public health. And look, I hate to pick on a guy who once had a worm eating his brain, but hey, he had a worm eating his brain. It's troubling to think that worm was never removed, but I'm here to tell you it's comforting to know that it probably died of starvation elsewhere in the Capitol. President Trump is moving forward with sending federal troops into Chicago, even though a federal judge just ruled that his troop deployment in Los Angeles was illegal. Apparently, the president thinks federal law works differently in Illinois. Sure, it's illegal in L.A., but that's Pacific time. He's treating the Constitution like McDonald's treats the McRib, only available in participating states. Fortunately, unless you had to make a Home Depot run, most people in Los Angeles have already forgotten about the troops. Sadly, though, now Chicago's next, which seems unfair. They already have the White Sox. Haven't they suffered enough? And let's be honest, if Trump really wanted to help in Chicago's defense, he'd send the Bears some linebackers. At least with the troops coming, Chicago is going to see some tackles soon. In international news, Putin, Modi, and Xi Jinping met for a major summit. Or, as the rest of the world calls it, a threesome nobody wants to join. It's basically the axis of evil meets the world's most awkward Tinder match. They met for hours and even held hands, which might have made President Trump jealous if they'd only done it on a golf course. Global leaders are calling it historic. Everyone else is just calling it gross. Kim Jong-un said it was his hardest lineup of Kiss, Kill, Marry ever. In the world of pop culture, Billboard just named Beyonce the top pop star of the 21st century, which feels right. She's basically gravity at this point. You don't have to like it, but you can't escape it. You can even try going to the moon. Sure, there's less gravity, but Beyonce's still there, like a surprise track on a country station. Swifties are not taking this well. They're already mounting a legal challenge and working on a 10-minute remix. And for those of you keeping score, Kanye West is still an asshole. Season 4 of The Morning Show is coming soon, starring Jennifer Aniston. The plot's about deep fakes and conspiracies, but judging by the headlines, the real conspiracy is why every article is still about her headlights. I mean, high beams, fine, nipples. There, I said it. Happy now? Honestly, they're getting more press than the actual morning show, and those stories have been running for over 30 years now. Zoe Kravitz admitted she has accidentally dosed several friends with hallucinogenic chocolate mushrooms she left in her fridge. And not all at once, this happened multiple times. Now she labels them, to be safe. But seriously, if you go into someone's fridge, find chocolate-covered mushrooms, and then eat them, you kind of get what you deserve. I mean, are there even non-hallucinogenic chocolate-covered mushrooms? Chocolate-covered strawberries? Sure. Pretzels? Of course. But mushrooms? That's either hallucinogens or you're seeing things. Because you ate a chocolate-covered mushroom. And our final story tonight. In what I can only assume is part of his Nobel Peace Prize application, Trump is proposing to rename the Department of Defense the Department of War because nothing says peace like launching a Department of War. Maybe he thinks the Nobel Committee gives extra points for irony. And that's all the news they wrote for me to read to you. Consider yourself informed. Until next time.